CBS 4 News.
Live at 6, the Pope back in the hospital and recovering from surgery. We'll have the latest on his condition from Rome.
Snowfall is getting closer to Boston. How much will we get and when will it end? I'll have your first alert Doppler forecast.
A dog falls through thin ice. You'll see the rescue only on 4.
And the injured ace is back on the mound. What Kurt Schilling has to say about his ankle.
Live at 6. This is your local news station, CBS 4 News.
Live pictures from our first alert Doppler radar. You can see that snow is already falling in parts of the Commonwealth, and it will be getting steadier through the evening. We'll get to the forecast in just a minute, but first, the latest on Pope John Paul II.
He is back in the hospital tonight, recovering from surgery. The Pope had a tracheotomy today to help him breathe. Let's get right to Charles D'Agata in Rome for some late details.
The latest word from Vatican officials, the Pope has undergone and completed a tracheotomy. Now, the procedure took about 30 minutes, and all signs are positive that that procedure went well. A day after the Pope offered a blessing to the faithful at the Vatican, the pilgrims are praying for him after he underwent surgery, a tracheotomy to help him breathe. A short time after Pope John Paul failed to show up for a meeting about candidates for sainthood, word came he'd been rushed back to the hospital. The Vatican says he had a fever and congestion from the flu.
He was having renewed difficulties breathing, and the doctors decided that it was best to bring him back to the hospital.
The Pope was conscious when he arrived here at the Gemelli Hospital in a private ambulance. People who saw him wheeled in on a stretcher said he looked quite relaxed. But signs of breathing problems were evident Wednesday as the Pope wheezed through his longest public appearance since he was released from the hospital 2 weeks ago. It's the 8th time the pontiff has been admitted since his election in 1978.
Obviously, it's sad, isn't it? I mean, he is very, very old.
The 84-year-old suffers from Parkinson's disease, and because of his health problems, there's been speculation he may resign. But the Holy Father has insisted God gave him a mission for life, and until his is over, he will continue to lead the world's Catholics. Hospital officials say the Pope will spend at least one night here. He'll have all the comforts that the hospital can afford. As a matter of fact, he's got a whole floor to himself, and they become so accustomed to having the Pope here, it's become known as the other Vatican. In Rome, Charlie D'Agata, CBS 4 News.
Going beyond the headlines now, our Dr. Malika is here to talk about the procedure. We hear about tracheotomies from time to time, but what is this?
It's actually a very common procedure that's used to treat people with acute respiratory distress. We understand that the Pope had problems with tracheitis or inflammation in his windpipe earlier this month, and that this narrowing may have returned. When such an obstruction in the windpipe occurs, it may be necessary to bypass the obstructed area to allow air to move freely in and out of a patient's lungs. A tracheotomy is a surgical procedure that's usually performed under general anesthesia. Surgeons create a small opening through the front of the neck directly into the windpipe and insert a plastic tube. We talked to a local expert who explains how the procedure helps improve breathing.
You can assist their respirations either 24 hours a day or 8 hours a day. You can give them a rest. But also, more importantly, you can suction the secretions much easier, particularly if someone can't cough.
Now, just how long the tube needs to remain in place depends on the cause of the underlying breathing problem and how long it takes for it to resolve. I suspect in the Pope's case, doctors are using this as a temporary solution until his infection and the blockage in his airway clears up. And in order to remove the tube, they simply take it out. It doesn't actually require surgery and general anesthesia.
All right. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you.
Local Catholics are understandably concerned about the pontiff's health this evening. Beth Germano picks up our team coverage in Stoneham. Beth?
Parishioners attending Mass here at St. Patrick's Church in Stoneham said they are more concerned than ever for the Pope now because his health deteriorated again in a few short weeks. No one wants to contemplate anything but recovery, and they say they'll leave it in God's hands. The Pope's relapse has Catholics praying a little bit harder today.
I pray, I'm down here for my second Mass to pray for him, you know, because he's a great, great leader.
The Pope appeared to have rebounded from the flu, but this sudden turn leaves his congregation more concerned.
I'm concerned, I think, like every good Christian, not just Catholics. I think most of the world admire this man.
He is much loved among Catholics for what many describe as his common touch, his determination to carry out his duties despite age and serious health problems.
Pope, I feel that you do. He's like the Pope of the people. You know, he's always been out there. He's always, and for the children, he's great for young people.
Here, they're almost unanimous in their belief the Pope should continue and pray he rebounds again.
He's a good man. He has been and has been a great leader for the church. And we're all praying for him. And hopefully he'll recover.
Should the Pope become incapacitated in any way, these parishioners say the shoes are just too large to fill, and they're anxiously waiting for word about this latest surgery. Reporting live from Stoneham, I'm Beth Germano, CBS 4 News.
Be sure to stay with CBS 4 News for updated information on the Pope's condition.
And now to our other big story this evening, another snowstorm. Let's get right to Ed and our first alert Doppler forecast. Ed?
All right, thanks, Lisa. Well, the steadiest snowfall has really yet to reach the Boston area, but it's really not too far away. On live first alert Doppler radar right now, you can see from southern New Hampshire to Worcester to Boston what appears to be some elements of snowfall really not reaching the ground just yet, but it is snowing now at a steady pace, southwestern Connecticut down toward New York City, and that's all drifting up in our direction. So it is going to turn snowier and snowier tonight as the evening hours progress. This is all going to be coming out of Hartford, Providence, right up into Boston by 10, 11 o'clock tonight. Some moderate patches of snowfall in Boston. There's going to be the heaviest band of snow from the south coast, Providence to Taunton, heading to Plymouth County, also down toward the outer portions of Cape Cod, and that will begin to wind down as we head toward the first part of tomorrow, and everything will start to collapse east of Boston, let's say during the middle part of tomorrow morning, so conditions will gradually improve. And as you check out that timeline, you can certainly come to the conclusion that the heaviest snowfall will be in southeastern Massachusetts, anywhere from 7 to as much as 10 inches in the outer Cape as you go from the Cape Cod Canal up to about the Quincy area, anywhere from around 5 to 7 inches, and the amounts will start to tail off a little bit as you go further north and west of Boston. But a pretty solid 4 or 5 inches in town, outside of 495 about 3 inches, and less in the Monadnock region. But this is a very, very active weather pattern, and believe it or not, there could be another snowstorm around here sometime during the first part of next week. Of all the details and that coming up later this half hour. Lisa, back to you.
All right, Ed. And at this point, people living on Cape Cod must have some degree of winter fatigue. With this storm, they will inch even closer to a snowfall record. Kate Merrill's live in Chatham tonight, where, Kate, this cannot be great news for most people.
Bad news, Lisa, because it's bad for business. No one wants to shop in a snowstorm. And take a look here in Chatham. All that snow was finally almost gone. This is about all that's left from that snow pile there. And people here say things were finally starting to get back to normal.
Hope I don't shank it. Pressure's on.
It's finally looking like a typical winter on Cape Cod. Mild enough to hit the links and hit the shops on Main Street in Chatham. But winter business has been bad, and they blame Mother Nature.
It really did hurt, and there wasn't a soul in town for at least a good week and a half.
Busy Main Street was buried last month. Take a look, the storefronts were barely visible. You couldn't even get into the Candy Manor.
I've been here 11 years, and I think the last snowstorm was the worst that I've seen. It came right off the hinges.
And at Fishy Business, they are still recovering from the last storm when the door blew off. Tropical fish exposed to the elements. They nearly lost all their stock.
It's not supposed to be like this on the Cape.
It's tough. You feel bad for all these businesses and everything. People are really, I think it's hurt.
Out and about now, tourist snow weather can do damage to the bottom line. But the businesses keep the faith. Their faithful will find a way down.
Who knows, maybe there will be some brave folks out there that will come our way, and we're going to be open, regardless of the weather.
And they hope so, because with this holiday weekend coming up, they were really counting on those tourists to come on down, but the timing couldn't be better for the school system. Because those students are on winter break, they won't have to burn any more snow days. Live in Chatham tonight, Kate Merrill, CBS 4 News.
Some personal news tonight about the Kennedy family. Joan Kennedy's 3 children have taken legal guardianship of their mother. The former wife of Senator Ted Kennedy has been battling alcoholism for decades. A statement from Congressman Patrick Kennedy's office tonight explains that he and his 2 siblings will now make legal decisions regarding their mother's medical care.
Now a story you'll see only on 4. A Woburn woman and her dog reunited after a nail-biting ice rescue. The dog fell into the frigid waters of Horn Pond this afternoon. Peg Rusconi joins us live with the story. And Peg, this is one lucky dog.
A lucky dog, Josh, if an overzealous one. The dog apparently wanted to join some ducks farther out on the ice. The problem is the ice wouldn't hold her. After an accidental plunge into an icy pond,
She's shivering still.
Kiko, a 15-pound, 3-year-old Lhasa Apso, shivered in the arms of her owner, Lorraine Pearson.
I was walking along the other side of the pond, and she saw some ducks on the ice, and so she went on, and the ice was too thin, and I started screaming because I knew what would happen.
As Kiko did a mean dog paddle, a passerby called 911, and the Woburn Fire Department set up a rescue. A rescuer paddled out on a tethered boat, picked up Kiko, and was pulled back to shore.
I feel very grateful. Yeah. I was very lucky. Yeah. I was very lucky that, and I certainly will never let her loose again around water.
And so that's how it ended tonight. One lucky dog, as you said, and one relieved dog owner. Reporting live from Woburn, I'm Peg Rasconi, CBS 4 News.
All's well that ends well. We have more news ahead on this Thursday.
Another tough day for Watertown families whose businesses were destroyed by fire.
How this little girl's death could help save another child's life. How one local family is turning their tragedy into a powerful message.
I'm Bob Lobel on Fort Myers Beach. Coming up in sports, the sun in all its glory takes the show. So does Kurt Schilling. So does Antoine Walker. We'll have much more back as Schilling takes the mound for the first time and the sun dives over the ocean.
We didn't invent the feeling. Just a better way to get it. The 2005 Mazda Tribute S. Crisp handling, 16-inch alloy wheels, and a V6 with 200 horses. Get a 2005 Mazda Tribute S four-wheel drive for $259 a month for 41 months with $1,200 due at signing and optional 42nd payment of $11,953. Celebrate President's Month at your New England Mazda dealer now.
Hey, E.T., I'm backstage at the Oprah show.
Oprah gets ready for the Oscars. Plus, supermodel Naomi Campbell's cocaine addiction.
Do you ever think of taking your own life?
And Kirstie Alley steps on the scale, plus Camilla's cellulite next E.T.
Tonight at 7:30 on CBS 4.
It bothers me when I hear some people say, I need a mattress, but it's only for a kid. So I developed an extra firm, multi-quilted twin mattress set for only $199 that will allow your child to get the proper rest for years to come. When you see this mattress set for only $199, you'll think it's a steal, because it is. For me, it's an investment. When your kids grow up, hopefully they'll shop at My Bob's Discount Furniture.
Their house is going to the dogs.
It's not like we have pee and poop all over the place.
Yes, you do. America's messiest houses.
I've had friends offer to clean the house.
Because they're looking for their children.
All new Dr. Phil.
Tomorrow at 5 on CBS 4.
Both of these cars are renowned for their comfort. But what does the Mercury Grand Marquis driver know that the other doesn't?
How to hold on to a whole trunk load of cash.
One more reason why Grand Marquis is the best value in its class. And here's another. Now get $500 President's Day bonus cash, plus a 3-year, 48,000-mile powertrain care extended warranty at your New England Lincoln Mercury dealer.
It's
CBS 4 News continues now with Josh Binswanger and Lisa Hughes.
In Watertown, a tough sight for business owners. Crews were there demolishing the shops gutted by fire earlier this week. Today, Sky Eye 4 captured cranes moving in to tear down the block of buildings. Fire officials are hoping it will now be easier to search through this debris and determine what caused Tuesday's fire.
It was the Saturday before Christmas when a 3-year-old girl in central Massachusetts was killed, not by a stranger or in a car crash, but by a bureau in her bedroom. Tonight, Chief Correspondent Joe Shortsleeve shows us her mother is now on a mission to warn parents everywhere.
Maggie was such a source of energy and exuberance in this house. It's awfully quiet without her, and we miss her terribly.
Her 3-year-old face could light up a room. Her artwork of a pink kitty hangs proudly in the kitchen. Her twin brother, Ryan, and older brother, Kyle, talk openly about Maggie. But Maggie is gone. Her crib is empty. The dresser that killed her turned to the wall.
It fell on top of her, so we did not hear it, and either she couldn't or she didn't cry. So we were not aware that anything had happened because it was early in the morning.
Maggie died the week before Christmas, one of 6 children each year killed by furniture or appliances that tip over.
This is Megan's dresser, and as you can see, it wasn't particularly tall, very sturdy.
Within a few weeks of her death, Megan's parents had started a website, meganshope.org. On it, you can find statistics about the thousands of children who are injured each year by furniture. They also give you tips on where to find safety devices.
We were just so overwrought with grief that this had happened to our little girl. We didn't want it to happen to anybody else.
The safety latches are for all kinds of dressers and larger furniture, and they can be found easily on the web or at various stores.
Mommy's telling these nice men about Maggie. Yeah.
Kimberly Beck says her goal now is simple, to save another child's life. Joe Shortsleeve, CBS 4 News.
If you would like more information on the Megan's Hope organization, you can log on to our website at cbs4boston.com and click on news links.
There are some big plans for the Providence skyline and a Tony new address there. It's the construction of a new luxury high-rise. Developers hope to break ground on that glass building this December and open the condos in 2007. When they do, this will be the tallest residential building in Rhode Island.
Brace yourselves. Up next, we're live in Florida for spring training.
But even before that, we want to show you a glorious Florida sunset because right now it is as close as any of us are going to get to a scene like this. Ed's forecast with snow is coming up next.
Are big drug companies paying politicians to keep prescription prices high?
Year after year after year, our efforts to pay a fair price and to protect taxpayers have been thwarted.
Beacon Hill could be saving you millions. So why aren't they?
Some call it legalized bribery.
The I-Team investigates the politics of prescriptions tonight at 11.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Baby, it's cold out there.
This evening has been
you
so
drop
very nice.
I'll take your hands. They're cold inside.
I ought to say no, 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 sir. At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my pride?
I really can't stay.
Baby, don't hold out.
Oh, but it's cold.
At Comcast, we've noticed that everyone loves a deal. Women, men, even kids. Now here's a deal the whole family can love. Get Comcast Digital Cable with on-demand and HBO for just $39.99 a month. Sign up now and get hit movies and shows, over 100 other great channels, and on demand. All for just $39.99 a month for 3 months. Call 1-866-GO-CABLE today.
Hurry to the Dodge President's Celebration event and grab a great deal on Dodge Grand Caravan. Right now, qualified returning Daimler Chrysler buyers can get a new Grand Caravan for just $239 a month for 24 months with $799 down after $500 President's bonus cash. Hop into America's best-selling minivan with stow-and-go seating and 5-star government side crash test rating. Grab a deal that would make our forefathers proud, but hurry. The Dodge President's Celebration event ends February 28th.
It's the Subaru Dealers of New England, Washington's birthday sales event, our biggest event of the year. Get low 1.9% financing on all 2005 Subaru models or up to $2,000 customer cash back. Plus, special factory to dealer incentives make this the best time to buy a new Subaru. Subaru is America's #1 selling all-wheel drive vehicle. All-wheel drive, it's all I'll drive. Hurry to your local Subaru dealer. This Washington's birthday sales event ends February 28th.
Well, we don't exactly have a beautiful sunset to show anybody now, but at least it's still clear.
It is clear over the city of Boston right now. Some live pictures from Sky Eye 4. It will not be looking this way a little later on this evening. Ed Carroll has the details in the Weather Center.
I put in the request to actually have the sunrise in Florida, but you know what? I'll take a gorgeous shot in downtown Boston this hour because it's not snowing right now, but conditions are going to be rapidly going downhill once again as we have some snowfall moving in from southwest to northeast. And for a brief period of time, later this evening, heading into the first part of tomorrow morning, it may come down at a pretty good clip at times, especially from Boston south. We'll talk more about that in just a second. Live First Alert Doppler radar right now. We already have some steadier snowfall moving up along the southwestern part of New England, specifically from around Hartford, Connecticut, down towards Stamford, New York City, Farmingdale on Long Island now reporting some light to moderate snowfall, and this is all destined to ride right toward Boston and especially down toward the Cape. That's the area, kind of the bullseye, so to speak, in terms of the heaviest snowfall. We still have a heavy snow warning up, by the way, from Boston out to Worcester. This includes all of Rhode Island and down toward Cape Cod, Nantucket, and Martha's Vineyard, because for a while later tonight, it's really going to come down again pretty heavily at times. Snow advisory from Boston points north, and I still think that the amounts of snowfall will tail off as you go north and get heavier as you go south of Boston, which I'll talk about in just a second. We certainly have an abundant supply of cold air. It's been pouring out of eastern Canada and even down toward New Jersey, heading down toward the nation's capital. The temperatures are cold enough to support snow, so we're not talking about any mixed bag around here tonight. This is a mainly snow event, and in fact, it's going to be a fluffy, powdery snow from Boston points west. Very uniform readings right now are basically between 20 and 25 from Worcester to Boston. It's a couple of degrees higher as you go down toward Nantucket right now, where they're standing at 28. So again, let's talk timeline. If you have some plans to be out over the next hour or two, it shouldn't be all that bad from Boston points north and west. But with time tonight, by let's say 7, 10, midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, that band of moderate to heavier snowfall moved from Boston down toward the Cape. You'll also know as we head toward the first part of tomorrow, the end of the precipitation starts to come in toward Worcester with a chance of seeing some sunshine late morning, afternoon from west to east as the snowfall starts to end from Boston down toward the Cape with time tomorrow. So the amounts of snow will vary as you go from one place to another. From Falmouth to Chatham down to Nantucket, pretty good chance of 7 to 10 inches of snow. From Plymouth Harbor up to Boston, the amounts will go from around 7 in Plymouth to about 5 inches in Quincy to Boston, and then amounts will start to tail off again from 495 up to southern New Hampshire, anywhere from 5 to as little as 3 or 4 inches up across the Massachusetts-New Hampshire border, and to down East Maine and Monadnock region, only about 1 to 3 inches. There's a chance, by the way, next week on March 1st, we could come in like a lion, and the areas north of Boston, ski country, Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, could be talking about a significant snowstorm then. In the meantime, we got some snow tonight, lasting into the first part of tomorrow morning, then rapid clearing from west to east. Not a bad weekend. We'll touch 30 degrees. It'll be about 35 as we start off the new work week next week on Monday. And I think we're going to have a March starting off like a roaring lion around here. It remains to be seen how close that storm comes to us. It probably will not affect any part of Florida. They may have some rainfall during the second half of this week, but boy, what a gorgeous sunset over Fort Myers Beach. And of course, guess who is down there? Bob Lobel. Lobie?
All right, Eddie, thank you very much. Cue the sun. Cue the sun over Sanibel Island, and that's it. First of all, we got to talk about this big trade the Celtics pulled off, a blockbuster today before the 3 p.m. deadline. Antoine Walker, employee number 8, is back with the Boston Celtics. Very interesting trade, to say the least. They reacquired the former captain, Walker, sending Gary Payton, Tom Gugliotta, and Michael Stewart to Atlanta, and a future round first pick. In return for Walker's services, employee number 8 was averaging 20 points a game with Atlanta this season. They also traded, the Celtics did, Uri Walsh to the Cavs today for a 2007 first-round draft pick. All right, one thing we know for sure, the sun will definitely repeat. We can't say the same about the Red Sox, but they were out there trying to get ready to do the same today at Fort Myers. Dan Roach has more since Curt Schilling took the mound on Curt's big day.
It's a welcome sight for Red Sox fans. The first time their postseason hero has thrown off a mound since Game 2 of the World Series on October 24th.
It was a relatively easy 12 minutes. I mean, as far as stamina and stuff like that goes, I felt strong.
Schilling threw all of his pitches, 47 total, and said his arm felt real good, but overall he wasn't pleased, which is nothing new for this perfectionist.
I get upset at bullpens when I'm healthy during the regular season. Things don't go perfect. So I was expecting a lot more out of myself today than I got, I think. It's just going to take time, and that's just, I'm not, I guess I'm going to have to be patient. I'm getting ready for opening day. So I expect to feel a certain way at certain times, and when I don't do that or when it doesn't go the way I want it to,
But bottom line, how was that ankle?
I got through the day with my ankle. My ankle didn't hurt.
Schilling hopes to throw again on Saturday, coming off of that horrific ankle surgery that he had during the offseason. We think Curt will be ready for opening day.
I'm Kevin Euclid.
CBS 4 Sports. Oh,
Jeez,
yeah,
I'm terrible. Hold on.
We're terrible.
We're terrible.
You're terrible.
All right, there you go. Dan Roach and friends. All right, we'll have much more on Schilling and everything that's going on in Sox Camp on Return of the Champions. We hope to join us for our 1-hour special Saturday night at 8 on our sister station, UPN 38. All right, the Boston College Eagles. I gotta get out of this picture here because, you know what? I'll tell you about the Boston College Eagles as you watch the big basketball in the sky dive behind Sanibel Island. Yeah, BC suffered their second loss in their last 4 games last night in Villanova, 76-70. Craig Smith led BC with 18 points. So they were ranked number 3. They host Seton Hall Saturday night at the Heights. And how good does this get? Awesome. That's it. Awesome. Some of the best things in life are free. Let's go back to the studio.
That is gorgeous, Bob. Thank you. And Euclid and Damon, not terrible, but actually pretty good.
Actually pretty good indeed. We might see more of them on Saturday if you tune into the special. Be right back. Stay with us.
This President's Day, start a revolution with freedom. The freedom of peace of mind. That's what you get with Chevy Tahoe and Suburban models equipped with available OnStar. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on an 05 Tahoe, Suburban, or Trailblazer. It's a great time to join the revolution. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Inside a drug intervention.
I already said I needed help.
Then Joan Rivers dissects her own plastic surgery and what Kamora Lee Simmons found inside Jackie O's hat box. Next Insider.
Tonight at 7 on CBS 4.
Here's big news for homeowners. Empire Today can save you 50% on brand name carpet. The very same quality brands you see in stores. Call Empire today and we'll bring samples right to your home. And we'll install your new carpet next day. Plus, make no payments till April 2006. You'll even get a free gift. Save big on carpet the fast, easy, no-hassle way. Call Empire today.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Pretty sweet. Sure is. Imagine how fast you can.
Don't listen to him. You need something for your whole family, like a nice big Odyssey.
A nice big Odyssey.
The Accord sedan is roomy, too.
Speaking of Accords, check out that hot little coupe.
No, George, he wants the sedan.
Would you guys stop? You're making me look crazy. Hi.
The President's Day celebration. See your Honda dealer today and lease an Accord LX sedan for $219 a month.
Tomorrow on CBS 4 News in the morning.
Hi, everybody. Scott and Paula here. We have some snow on our way, and we'll be bringing you live weather and traffic together every 10 minutes.
And we're all about Oscar. From the freebies to the food, we'll take you inside a Hollywood ball.
See you tomorrow.
It's the President's Celebration event at your Jeep dealer, where for a limited time, get a great deal on the redesigned Jeep Liberty, including 0+, 0% financing, plus $2,500 in combined bonus cash. Or qualified buyers can get a 2005 Liberty Sport for $259 a month for 39 months, after an additional $500 President's bonus cash. But this President's Celebration event ends February 28th, so visit your Jeep dealer today.
Well, if you're looking to escape the winter doldrums for a while and that sunset didn't quite do it, you'll find signs of spring blooming right now in Worcester.
It is the 8th annual Central Massachusetts Flower Show. Visitors can walk through almost an acre of floral arrangements and gardens. The show will be at the DCU Center through Sunday.
Gorgeous.
What a sunset down there in Fort Myers. Was that unbelievable?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Probably having a few libations down there about this time of day, wouldn't you think? But anyway, we got, I would think so. A little music, soft music. We got some snowfall on the way tonight and into tomorrow. It looks like anywhere from 7 to as much as 10 inches down the outer Cape. 5 to 7 on the south coast, about 3 to 5 here in Boston. Lesser amounts up north, and we're back with a huge update at 11 o'clock. Okay?
Okay, thanks, Ed.
Busy night.
We know you have a lot of choices for news, and we're glad you were with us.
Next on the CBS Evening News, the very latest on the condition of the Pope.
We'll see you right here at 11.
Good night.
Mattress underprices, because every day begins and ends right here.
Heartburn on rye.
That's more than heartburn. That pressure and bloating is gas.
And we don't treat gas.
I do. Fast heartburn plus gas relief. That's Maalox Max.
Thanks, Max.
Maalox Max. When you have it all, treat it all.
Share the love. Spread the sweetness.
Splenda's the no-calorie sweetener made from sugar, so it tastes like sugar. Almost anywhere you use sugar, you can use Splenda.
It's the President's Celebration event at your Chrysler dealer, where for a limited time, get a great deal on Chrysler Town & Country with stow-and-go seating and storage, including 0% financing plus $2,500 in combined bonus cash. Or qualified buyers can get a 2005 Town & Country Touring for $299 a month for 39 months after an additional $500 President's bonus cash. This President's Celebration event ends February 28th, so visit your Chrysler dealer today.
You know the top 3 reasons to call Empire today for your new carpet? 1, we bring samples right to your home so you can match colors and styles to your decor. 2, Empire installs next day so you can enjoy your new carpet right away. 3, you'll save 50% on brand name carpet. Plus, no payments till April 2006 and get a free gift. So call Empire today and get your new carpet for all the right reasons.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
We didn't invent the feeling. Just a better way to get it. The 2005 Mazda Tribute S. Crisp handling, 16-inch alloy wheels, and a V6 with 200 horses. Get a 2005 Mazda Tribute S four-wheel drive for $259 a month for 41 months with $1,200 due at signing and optional 42nd payment of $11,953. Celebrate President's Month at your New England Mazda dealer now.
Start your morning with Paula Eben and Scott Wally. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. on CBS 4.
It's the President's Celebration event at your Jeep dealer, where for a limited time, get a great deal on the redesigned Jeep Liberty, including 0% financing plus $2,500 in combined bonus cash. Or qualified buyers can get a 2005 Liberty Sport for $259 a month for 39 months, after an additional $500 President's bonus cash. But this President's Celebration event ends February 28th, so visit your Jeep dealer today.
Mattress underprices.
Because every day begins and ends right here.
The politics of prescription drugs tonight at 11.
Tonight, emergency surgery for the Pope after he's rushed back to the hospital. We'll have the very latest on his condition. This company has personal information about virtually every one of us, and a lot of it was stolen. What is ChoicePoint? We'll give you the inside story. Taking it slow, how a driver safety program is saving many young lives. And these sheep are part human. We'll have their story and the ethical questions it raises in tonight's Eye on America.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
And good evening. Dan is on assignment tonight. I'm John Roberts. The last time the world saw